We just spent a week in Prague exploring with our 2 kids. Here's our complete family travel guide with the best sights, hidden gems, food and tips for making it stress-free with little ones. So we're starting off at Old Town Square. It's one of the most famous spots in the city and you can see why. There are usually street performers and musicians here which really bring the square to life and keep the little ones entertained. If you can, try to come earlier in the morning because it gets much busier later in the day and it is a lot easier to manage with the kids before the crowds arrive. A very unique feature of this square is the incredible Astronomical clock, one of the oldest in the world, which was first installed in 1410, making it over 600 years old. Every hour between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m, the 12 Apostles parade past the windows up top, which is a fun thing to watch for the kids. And I still remember waiting here 9 years ago and wondering what on earth are all these people waiting here for? And this was it. It's about to tick over to 9 o'clock in a few minutes, so we're going to go join the big crowd and wait for this clock to tick.
All right, look up at that clock.
He's going to do a little show.
He's alive!
Yeah, he's dinging the bell. That's so funny.
Is it a real human inside?
No, it's like statues, honey.
Slow bell.
Was that exhilarating?
That was thrilling.
It is funny because as I was walking away I heard a lot of people being like, wait, that's it? And lucky we've been here before so we know it's not too much happening at that clock, but it's still impressive that it's one of the oldest in the world. And over 600 years old, that's been running for that long, that's pretty cool. So maybe the show isn't the best thing about it, but it's still a really beautiful clock either way. And last time we came, we did climb the clock tower, and I'm thinking we're going to do that again today because it's a really cool view of the cathedral and the square as well.
Wait, you're climbing the clock?
It looks like you're going up to your ball.
We got a lot of walking to do here.
It's a long way up. This is so easy though, compared to stairs. It's green so we can go. Wasn't that hard at all, hey? It's quite easy.
But it looks like we are higher than it looks.
That's very high, isn't it? It's a very good view. Callie, you can see so much up there. It's good having you in the carrier.
Not
You can't see much? The walk up was so easy. That ramp situation they had going was really good. Wish they had that in all the towers we climb. It really is such a good view up here. This is probably my favourite one. It just looks so cool, so pointy. So we obviously got up here as it opened at 9 a.m. and it was very busy already. So it's definitely a place you want to come earlier rather than later because I can just imagine how busy this place would get later in the day. It's a bit squishy. The crowds early in the morning here in Prague have been so much more than we've been experiencing lately in Europe. And I think it's probably because we are now in more of a hot spot for European summer, whereas being in the Baltics, it wasn't as busy, but it just brings such a cool atmosphere. Everyone's out on their little holidays, having a good time, and it's just really nice to see a lot of people enjoying their summer. So now we've come out to Charles Bridge. It's one of Prague's most famous landmarks and a must visit for any trip here. This beautiful stone bridge dates back to the 14th century and is lined with 30 statues of saints, each with their own story. It's like walking through a giant open air museum. We love crossing it early in the morning before the crowds get too big. For example, it's 10:30 right now and it's getting busy already, so you might want to come a little bit earlier than that if you want to get some photos or videos or just to enjoy it without a lot of crowds. Keep an eye out for the street musicians and artists who often perform here. They add a really fun vibe that our little ones always enjoy. The views of the river and the city from here are just stunning, and it's definitely a highlight for the whole family. How's that for a river, Mila? Really scary. Hey, Callie, did you see some jewelry? Was it cool? If your visit to Prague lines up on a Saturday, you might want to visit Náplavka Farmers Market. This market is full of fresh and local produce, delicious street food and handmade crafts. Plus there's always a fun, friendly vibe with live music and families out enjoying the day. It is already so busy here and it's only 9 a.m. I definitely thought that we'd be some of the first ones here, but that's not true. Tom's sniffing out his morning coffee. You found it? Thank you. Got him. So you have to pay 50 crown just to get the cup and then you take it back later once you're finished and you get your money back, which is a cool way to keep cups from out of landfill. Hello. I might get one of these ones.
This is cherry one. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Looks pretty good. Do you want to try some? That was a quick thumbs up. It's very much like a little cream bun you can get from Woolworths back in Australia, but not as soft. I thought it was a Danish, but it's actually like bread. We've got the cherry one. It's got a little bit of cream. but it is mostly just bread. This plastic barrier is genius because it stops little fingers and little breaths. Those tarts look really good too. It's a bit of a juggle bringing a pram to a farmer's market to also eat your breakfast because you don't have that many hands to hold everything and wrangle 2 kids as well. If only you had a table for that coffee.
I told it I don't want.
Rate it. I think this little girl down here wants to try it. Bit different, that one, hey? Another thumbs up.
I'm going to thumbs up.
Oh my goodness. This is what happens when you don't have a table. I had to scull my chai so I could take the cup back because I just cannot push the pram. Oh, stop. So Mila and Tom have done a good job on this one. They've generously left me a bit.
Yeah?
Half on the floor.
Of course it's going to be good. It's a little custard tart. It's amazing.
The tart shell is really well done.
And you can tell the little lady there is just like making this stuff at her home and bringing it to the markets every Saturday. She does a good job. Everything looks so good to you, doesn't it? We found Tom's favourite. His weakness.
And I hope we're having a ham and cheese plate.
I think you are.
Ham and cheese. Thank you. Delicious.
So I've definitely eaten a few too many sweets while here. So I've gone now with a strudel. She has so many different flavours and of course sweet ones as well, which I was extremely tempted on. But I got a spinach, feta and pumpkin one instead because I need something savoury in my belly. It's a good choice. You don't want to try it? Try it and see. Kinda, not a thumbs up. Classic toddler. She sees green stuff and isn't really keen. So because we are a full-time travelling family, that does mean sometimes we've got to do some work, and that is why it's just me and the girls this morning and we're visiting Střelecký Island. It's really close to our Airbnb here in Prague, and it's a beautiful little green oasis right in the middle of the river. It's a great spot to take a break from the busy city streets and let the kids explore nature a bit. The river views are really lovely and it feels like a hidden escape. And the kids have been loving trying to find the famous river rats. These funny river rats are actually called Nutrias, but basically they're these big semi-aquatic rodents. And while they're cute to watch, they are considered invasive, so we don't want to be feeding them this morning to make sure they're kept healthy and wild. And Mila's been calling them beavers. But honestly, if I didn't know that these guys were here and I saw them all of a sudden, I'd probably think the same, minus the tail.
I'm looking for a beaver.
A beaver?
Beaver.
We've now covered about half of the island and so far we can't find them. We'll have to sing a river rat song to see if they come out and listen to it.
River rat, come and get us. River rat, come on. River rat, river rat, river rat.
She's tried calm lullabies, she's tried funk rock songs. Nothing's working to get them out. Maybe it's because we're calling them river rats. Maybe they don't like that. Maybe we should call them Nutrias. Now it's like an electronic song. Girls, since our songs aren't working, should we just go play in the park?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go do that instead.
Yeah, I think it is getting a lot. This is enough.
They look like tiny acorns, don't they?
These are fairy hats.
They might be fairy hats. Woohoo, look at you. You got it, you're strong. I've got you, darling. Keep going. Woohoo! You're doing so good, Callie. Aren't you a clever girl? So if you're wondering if it feels safe to walk around Prague on my own with the kids, my answer is definitely yes. Especially if you're past a certain time in the morning, it feels very safe to walk around. And having those parks and playgrounds to play out while Tom is working really helps us out to give us something to do while we're waiting for him to finish. It's rare for him these days to need a full day of work, so I just feel really grateful for that, and I just feel really lucky that we get to spend most of our time all together doing these things as a family. Mila, we found one. Literally was about to give up. We just had a huge play and we found one. We found a nutria, or a river rat, or if you're Mila, a beaver. And he's actually huge. I don't know how people could mistake this for a river rat, because if I saw a river rat this big, I think I'd have a heart attack. Hi, little buddy.
We've been looking for you.
He's so cute. He's a huge guy. Gosh, biggest rodent I think I've ever seen.
We were just about to give up and then we saw one.
I know, isn't that exciting?
And we saw the river rat like that. It was too far the river rat.
I know. But he's a wild animal. We can't pat wild animals. Oh my gosh, I don't have food for you. Okay, from this position he kind of does look like a really big rat. There's more down here. They're smaller, these ones. They look more like river rats. It's really weird seeing people feeding these because they do look like giant river rats. Well, he thinks we've got it. We don't have it. It's the big one again. He's so cute, isn't he? What did you think of the Nutria?
Good, but and then we ate my little acorn.
He nearly ate your acorn. Oh, he did think we had food, hey? What did you think of the little river rat guy? Good and bad. I'm so glad we got to see them in the end. The girls really liked that. And honestly, I am so surprised that I've never seen those animals before. They honestly did look like big river rats, so I can understand where they get their name from now. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend feeding them. They were very keen to come so close up to us, which is definitely our fault because we were squatting down next to them. I guess they just assume that everyone that comes near them will feed them. And they do have some very big beaver-like teeth that could bite pretty hard. So I wouldn't recommend feeding those guys. And a pretty handy little thing at this park is this lift to get back up to the bridge. This is the cathedral, this one. Holy moly, that is big. This morning we've made our way to Prague Castle, one of the largest ancient castles in the world and a real highlight of any visit to the city. The whole complex is huge with palaces, churches and beautiful gardens, so there is plenty to explore with your kids. But just a heads up, there are lots of cobblestone streets and a lot of stairs if you take a certain route, so you might want to bring a sturdy pram or even the baby carrier if your little one can go in one of those. It's much easier than trying to carry your pram up the stairs like I had to. It's quite the staircase.
More stairs than I thought it was.
One of our favourite things to do when we're in places like this is just let the kids run around and explore and get all their energy out. And this way we get to take in the beautiful views of the cathedral and the castle and over the city of Prague while they're busy doing that. And while it's a bit of an effort to get up here with your kids, it is so worth it because the views from the top are absolutely stunning. And there's just these incredible views from up here. You could look at this thing for hours and still not see all the details, hey?
I live and I live up in the really big tower.
And is this your Rapunzel hair? Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. But wait, you're already down here, Rapunzel. How'd you get down?
I slid down my hair.
You slid down your hair to get down here? Oh, it must be strong, thick hair, this one.
Yeah, it's really strong because this is my real hair.
Is it? That's cool. It's humongous. It's a really cool view of the whole size of the castle. You can actually see how big the place is when you're on the out of the wall looking in. Maybe we picked the wrong place to come with kids. There's a lot of rules in this palace garden, Mila. Why do they have rules in a park? Probably because it's the palaces.
Maybe they want it to look pretty.
Yeah, they want it to be kept well.
But does it say no stepping on the grass?
Yeah, we're not allowed to go on this grass. You see the flowers? The bees are enjoying those ones. Can be a bit of a gamble sometimes trying to find a park or a playground for the kids to be able to actually go and enjoy properly. There's some really good ones around here in Prague that we have found, but there's also some ones where you wouldn't really want your kids to play in the grass because there's a lot of cigarettes and glass. But if you can pick a good one, just keep going back to that one and then you won't get stuck when you try and find a new one like this. And actually it turns out that you're not allowed to play on the grass. But of course that's going to happen when you go to a palace garden. At least they can still play on the road. How cool is this building behind you? There's so much detail in this building. So it turns out that at the end of the palace gardens that we were at, it actually becomes Letná Park, and that's a very famous spot to go for beautiful views over the city and also just to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. It's got so much beautiful green grass, lots of beautiful trees and cool fountains and buildings that you can check out while you're up there too. And there's no signs that you can't play on the grass here, so I'm thinking we might be able to have a little play here properly. Okay, there is still a guy walking around. Maybe he's checking for grass bandits, so maybe we won't go on the grass just yet. We are so far from home. We've just gone deeper and deeper into Prague and now we're just lost. It's a good place to be lost because it's pretty, but I do worry about our little legs of this one trying to get home. There is actually really good tram and bus systems here in Prague that you could easily get to and from wherever you want to go as long as you're in a main part of the city. Even on the outskirts I'm sure you could, but we've actually just been walking everywhere because our apartment is about 1.8 kilometres to the furthest attraction that we've wanted to see, so we've just been walking a lot. Callie usually goes in the carrier or the pram and then Mila will either walk or go in the pram if she's really tired after a big day, and it keeps you nice and fit and healthy while you're walking everywhere, so that's a bonus too.
La flor is lava. And saying la flor is lava.
I can hear that. We're We're officially out of the Palace Garden and we're in the Letná Park. She's on the grass, get her! You can tell you've left the Palace Garden when there's just a Corona bottle in the grass. And this is the grass they want you to play in, Mila. If only we were royals. Mila snuck into the pram. So Prague is a very impressive city and we have really enjoyed our time here. But we also really enjoy seeing the countryside of places that we visit. So next up, we're going to actually leave the city and go and explore some of the other places that people recommend visiting while you're around. So let's head to the train.